Yeah, there's a lot of pride. Because it took a while to get it together. We had financing, it fell through. And it's kind of new territory for this day and age. It wasn't, Billy brought up a good point. In 30s and 40s, they were making films that had comedy and drama all wrapped up into one, and that sort of went away. So to sort of convince people that this is the right thing to make and the subject matter is the right thing to talk about and that it can be entertaining, we had to push it up the hill a little bit, but you were doing it with old friends and old colleagues, and we all had the same objective, and we argued well together when we disagreed. And I think that's the key. We're all going to have different takes on it, but as long as the end result is the same, it's worth it. So being here feels really good, really good.
It's funny, when they would say cut, we sort of relate to each other in a friendly way, the way we did in the not as friendly way in the movie. In other words, we kind of talk to each other and sort of, you know what I'm saying?
I have no idea where you just went, but I'm being patient and hoping you're going to.
Well, no, I'm saying that Pat and Jane have a very easy rivalry. In other words, they just go back and forth just like old hat, you know what I mean? And I think that you and I communicate that way in real life.
Completely.
That way.
I get where you are.
Yeah, I mean, I think I think wit is a part of both of us naturally. And so I think probably it was so well written and it was there already. I think if it hadn't been, we would have still kind of done it that way.
I think as long as you don't play it as funny. It's just you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. It's the bad accident of a moment that, like, someone falls down the stairs and you're laughing and you feel bad, but you're like, don't let them see me laughing, but this is kind of funny, as long as they're not seriously injured. So it wasn't written as slapstick. It was written as just unfortunate circumstances are happening to these seemingly despicable human beings. She was written so beautifully, layered and textured like that you just it's like the same thing with his characters, that you want to dislike these people so much, but then there's something deep inside that gives you sympathy towards them or makes them likable in some way, and it gives them a level of humanity that you didn't expect. But in that world, you have to have it. You're manipulating people. You have to have something in there that they allow themselves to be manipulated by. So it's just whatever human spark there is to these people. It's they know what they're doing every single second. Every single second, they know exactly how they're playing you. But these are broken people. These are people who are slightly broken. I think we can all relate to that.
I like to shoot in places. First of all, I like scenes with a lot of extras.
Yeah.
Because I like to be around people, and I like to see their reaction to things, and like you pick somebody out like an extra and go talk to them, and you kind of learn about their life and everything. And I like to shoot in other countries and states that I haven't worked in before. I've always enjoyed it. And in this case, the main thing I remember about it was how freaked out everybody was about mosquitoes when we went to Puerto Rico. It was, you know how in the beginning of a movie they give you the sheet that says don't wander off the property because there are rattlesnakes or whatever it is.
Yeah.
We had mosquito information that was like an encyclopedia.
The dengue fever and the chikungunya epidemic.
Absolutely. And so we were terrified we were all going to die.
Yeah.
And
I think I kind of fueled that fire. I think I was responsible for the paranoia.
But I mean, it was like I was terrified, but I'm allergic to everything, and so I wouldn't let them put any mosquito repellent on my clothes. And I thought, well, this is it.
I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
This is my last movie.
Yeah. And so I just accepted it and went down there but instead I would sit out at the beach at the bar at night with with Scoot
Anthony,
and Anthony a lot of times, and with, you know, in this humid weather and everything, and never got bitten once, and everything was fine. But Scoot, however, did think he was dying at one point. Yes.
Yeah. But the extras that we had, I mean, the traditional costuming from Bolivia was brought back by Jenny Egan, who's our costume designer. They went there. They're like, what do you want to bring back? She brought back all the authentic clothing. And then I was like, bring me back bags of plantain chips because my character's going to eat that. So they, cases of stuff from Bolivia. They literally went and exported police uniforms, things that, so you had that, even when we weren't in Bolivia, we had that texture and that authenticity there at all time, whether we were in New Orleans, whether we were in Puerto Rico. Of course, when we were in Bolivia, you had all the layering right there. But just a really, you know, and the poor extras also had to wear the layering. The film was set in winter, yet we were shooting it in 90-degree weather. It was not comfortable.